Hey everyone, I hope you guys are having a good week. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a few key points about this new chapter that we're on that deals with doing a survey. And one of your assignments that will be coming up is for you to actually do a survey. And so you can be thinking about what topic you would like to survey on, who you would like to survey. If you need to do something for another class, this is a great opportunity to do that. If you want to survey people at work, that's fine. Friends, groups you volunteer with, churches, doesn't matter to me as long as you have a solid topic and a solid reason for wanting to do the survey, and that you're able to practice with some different types of questions. We have a number of survey tools that I'll introduce you to that you can use to do the survey, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But today I wanted to just go over very briefly some of the key points of the first half of this chapter. So this discussion will just focus on types of questions and things like that. And then in a few days I'll post some information about choosing your participants and things of that nature. So, two things to know about a survey that's very different from the informative interview that you just completed, as well as the job interview that you have coming up. Two things to know about surveys: they're neither flexible or adaptable, and they must be reliable and replicable. So, surveys are designed to be kind of stagnant. You want to ask the same questions of everybody. Your results will be skewed if you ask different questions or ask questions in a different way of different groups or different survey participants. So your questions need to all be the same, and they don't need to change during the time that people are completing your survey. So they're pretty rigid. It's not a flexible process, and your surveys need to be able to be repeated with different people and have them all answering the same questions. We'll look at qualitative versus quantitative surveys. A qualitative survey is one that explores feelings and ideas, more in-depth topics, and typically the results are given more in a narrative form. So if you think about somebody calling you and saying, how did you feel about the latest election? What are your thoughts on using this product? Those are more qualitative surveys. And you can still ask the same questions of your respondents. You're just going to get more in-depth answers. A quantitative survey is one that you probably see online. If you've gone to a website and they want you to answer questions about your experience there, those are more quantitative, where you choose from a list of options, you rank order things, and the results are going to be in more of a statistical format. Phrasing questions. And all of this is in your textbook, and your book does a great job of providing examples. I'm just kind of hitting on the high points here. When it comes to phrasing questions, remember that every word matters and may influence the results. So you really have to choose your words wisely, because in this survey setting, you're not going to be able to clarify a question or go back and ask a question again in a different way. The wording has to be very clear, and it also has to reflect exactly what you want to get out of the survey question. You also need to adapt your phrasing to your audience. When I was working at UAMS, I worked with a group in health literacy, and health literacy is like it's using simple language to describe health-related topics. And so they would survey patients on how well their doctors did describing ailments or treatments or whatnot. And so the language that they used in those surveys had to be very simple. It couldn't be a lot of medical jargon or words that, the patient may not even understand. The phrasing had to adapt to a variety of people, education levels, ages, and whatnot. So who you choose to survey will kind of depend on how you phrase, your questions. Also, be aware of negatively phrased questions. Sometimes a negatively phrased question will kind of skew your result and cause people to answer in a way that maybe they didn't really intend on answering. And make sure that you know the purpose of your question and how you will tabulate the results. So as you read your questions, when you begin writing them for a survey, ask yourself, what am I really trying to understand by asking this question? And how will I tabulate it? Will I use a statistical analysis? Will I do a theme analysis, what's going to be the analysis process. And knowing those things on the front end will help you, phrase your questions accordingly. There's a lot of different question strategies. This is on page 144 of your book. You can use a filter or repeat, leaning questions, shuffle, or chain. Your assignment for this week has you kind of read a sample survey and kind of label it according to these different strategies. You can mix strategies. Some of your questions may follow one strategy and then the second part of the survey may follow another, and that's fine. But you'll be able to look on page 144 and see lots of great examples of each of these types of strategies. And then there's also question scales: interval, frequency, numerical, nominal, and ordinal. These are on page 147. So the questions that you write for your survey and doing the analysis of the survey for the assignment this week, you'll need to kind of determine what kind of scale are they using to ask their questions. What scale are they using to determine their results? And then also there are question sequences. Now, we studied question sequences back in chapter 4, I believe. The tunnel, the funnel, the inverted pyramid, the pyramid. So if you go back to chapter 4, you can review those question sequences, and then you can determine what kind of sequence do you want to use for a survey. So for this week, you have 2 assignments. Let's see if I have it pulled up here. Sorry, I have to pull this up here. Sorry. Okay. You have 2 assignments to do this week, and I actually made them due over the weekend since I was a little late getting everything out. I apologize about that. I really thought I had clicked share with everyone, and obviously I didn't. But you have 2 assignments. The first is just to read a sample survey and answer these questions about the survey, and be sure to refer to pages in the textbook 137 through 154 that relate to this. Okay, and so as you're answering some of these questions, be sure to use some of the terminology that are in your textbook. And then also, survey topic is due March the 3rd. So what kind of survey do you want to do? Why have you chosen this topic? Who's your target audience? And I'll be providing more information about the assignment and also about choosing your audience later on as well. So this is just a few highlights. Again, take a look at the textbook for the samples. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a great day.